So again, gut flora, and this is an interesting thing. It's not the majority, but bacteria compose a pretty sizable chunk of your solid feces. And again, this is why feces smells, because it's all the bacteria and digestive byproducts. And you have trillions in your gut. You have 40 to 50 trillion bacteria. And again, in on Earth we have like what? No, I don't think we have quite 8 billion, or do we have 8 billion people? But yeah, 40 to 50 trillion, that's over 5,000 times as many bacteria in yourself than you have in people on the entire Earth. So you have like a little planet in each of us. And then what happens is that they're also innate defenses. You have so many of these bacteria, they're helping, some of them are helping to digest things, some of them are helping you produce vitamins, but they also prevent pathogenic bacteria from, just by being in mass amounts, they're trying to prevent the bad bacteria from taking root and setting up shop in your gut. And let's see, so again, they're also very good in terms of like, or they're also beneficial in terms of digesting and increasing your nutrient absorption, producing vitamins such as vitamin B5, biotin, vitamin K. Remember that vitamin K, that fermented vitamin? Well, this also helps the gut bacteria also help with that as well. And the thing is like, and this is my, someone says like bacteria juice cleanses. Yeah. So this is why, like, especially antibiotic treatments, like when you do antibiotic treatments, that might also affect your good bacteria as well. So this is why, I mean, the research is still out there. I think they're still saying like, okay, do probiotics help, and when should you take probiotics that help to restore your gut bacteria? Because again, if you're throwing antibiotics, it's kind of like, it's going to target anything that's sensitive to that antibiotic. So what if you're kind of obliterating your beneficial bacteria? Does that affect your health in the long term? Yeah, so that's why it's like, oh, it's good in preventing an infection where it's not supposed to be, but also bombards our poor good bacteria as well. And you might have heard of fecal transplants. That's like something totally new. I mean, not totally new, but it's like there's a lot of like gut bacteria are such a hot topic in research right now. They're saying like, okay, the gut genome, and also like with what's a particular bacterium called Clostridium difficile, and difficile is French for difficult. And what happens is a very persistent bacterium that's very resistant to a lot of antibiotics. And what they found out is like sometimes as a last resort with C. difficile, they take feces from a healthy person and they transplant it into a person who has a C. difficile um, infection. Yeah, so it's very interesting stuff and yeah, obesity and fecal transplants. That's another interesting thing too. They've done it in mice where they have like a mouse that's obese and a mouse that's normal weight. They transplant feces from the normal weight mouse into the obese mouse, and the obese mouse loses weight. Yeah, so should you not be eating probiotic yogurt every day? That's the thing. They're researching it. Like probiotics is like, we know there's good bacteria, but when you should do it, how much should you eat it, what situations? They're still trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way to use probiotics for overall health? And that sounds like good yeah, that sounds, but that's a funny thing too. It's like even just the whole, like people understandably kind of get squicked out by the whole thing, or just even mention feces, some people get totally grossed out. But it was an interesting debate in one class, like would they rather take dehydrated fecal bacteria in a pill form, let it travel through your entire GI tract, or would they rather have fecal transplant literally given as a suppository through the other route? And there was like kind of a debate, and I think it's like to each their own. Like if you want fecal bacteria, I would be like whatever the person is most comfortable with. Like if they want the dehydrated like fecal bacteria in pill form. But yeah, so there's two routes. You can either get it in through the mouth or through the anus. And some people prefer the pill form, and some people are grossed out and like, I don't want to like that pill being digested by going all that feces going throughout the rest of my body. I want it only where it's supposed to be. So again, it's like a debate, pill versus actually having a suppository, yeah, or sometimes they have like a solution where they grow up a culture. They don't actually do it again. Feces is waste. They don't transplant the feces as is. They do if they do it during using the other route through the anus, then they do a different sort of culture. And even that part is like, okay, what's the best way to culture fecal bacteria that are beneficial? So lots of very, very hot topic.